Japanese role-playing games have shaped the medium for decades, offering stories and worlds that stay with players long after the credits roll. They've taken us across distant continents, through emotional journeys, and into battles where strategy and heart matter equally. The best JRPGs don't just entertain us, they define eras of our lives and leave lasting impressions on generations of players. Today I'm counting down 20 titles that truly represent the genre at its finest. These games weren't chosen for nostalgia alone, but for the strength of their ideas and the impact they left behind. Each one brings something meaningful to the history of JRPGs, whether through storytelling, world building, mechanics, or lasting influence. From smaller cult favourites to genre-defining classics, this list represents the breadth and depth of the medium. So with that, let's begin our countdown. Breath of Fire 3 follows Ryu, a young boy who learns he carries the power of dragons in a world facing political and industrial change. The story spans multiple phases of his life, giving players a rare sense of growth and passage of time. Characters evolve alongside him, revealing how the world shifts around their choices. This long-term perspective gives the narrative a grounded emotional tone. Combat is traditional but elevated by the Dragon Gene system, which allows players to create powerful custom forms. The game includes exploration, town development, and a range of optional content that adds variety. Its strong sprite art and memorable soundtrack help build a distinctive atmosphere. Together these elements make it one of Capcom's most enduring RPGs. Golden Sun tells the story of young adepts trying to stop ancient elemental forces from reshaping their world. Its narrative spans continents and introduces a mythology that feels surprisingly large for a handheld title. Characters form close bonds during their journey, with each region revealing more of the world's history. The story balances classic heroism with personal stakes. Dungeon puzzles rely on psi energy abilities, giving exploration a unique flavour. The Jin system allows flexible party building and encourages experimentation. Combat animations push the Game Boy Advance hardware impressively far here, and as a complete package, it helped redefine expectations of portable RPGs. Valkyria Chronicles takes place in a fictional European conflict where a group of ordinary people are pulled into the harsh reality of war. The story highlights themes of hardship, unity, and resilience, giving weight to the characters' personal challenges. Conversations and battlefield events reveal how conflict affects civilians, and this grounded tone helps the narrative stand out. The Blitz combat system blended turn-based planning with real-time execution, and positioning, cover, and unit synergy all play key roles in its success. Its watercolour aesthetic provides a distinctive visual identity, and these design choices help set it apart from other tactical RPGs of its era. Nocturne begins with the destruction of Tokyo, leaving survivors trapped in a surreal world shaped by supernatural forces. The narrative focuses on competing ideologies, each offering a vision of how the world should be rebuilt. Characters are shaped by their beliefs, not simple heroism or villainy here, and this ambiguity gives the story a powerful philosophical edge. Combat uses the press turn system, rewarding smart decisions and punishing mistakes. Demon negotiation and fusion create deep party customization, and the difficulty encourages experimentation and patience. Its tone, design, and atmosphere influence many future Atlas releases. Eve VIII follows shipwreck survivors who must explore a dangerous island while uncovering the story of a forgotten civilization. The narrative alternates between present-day events and visions from the past, building a connection between characters across time. Each new area reveals pieces of the island's long-lost history. This structure gives the story rhythm and momentum. Combat is fast and responsive, with party switching adding tactical variety. Exploration rewards curiosity with items, quests, and secrets. Settlement building adds progression outside of battles, and its pacing and emotional payoff make it one of Falcom's strongest titles. Fire Emblem Three Houses places players in the role of a teacher guiding students who later shape a continent's future. Early relationships and decisions influence how the story unfolds. Each house offers a different perspective on political tensions and personal motivations. This branching structure encourages multiple playthroughs. Battles require smart positioning and careful resource management. Character training allows full control over class development here, and the calendar system adds structure to teaching, exploration and preparation. With its mix of strategy and narrative choices, it became a landmark entry in the series. Thousand Year Door takes Mario through a series of connected stories centered on an ancient sealed city. Each chapter introduces new characters and settings that deepen the overall mystery. The writing balances humour, charm and heartfelt moments here. Its adventurous tone makes the journey consistently engaging. Combat uses time-based inputs and stage-based mechanics to create interactive battles. Badges allow meaningful customization of Mario's abilities, and audience reactions influence performance mid-fight. These mechanics create a playful yet strategic RPG experience. Skies of Arcadia follows sky pirates exploring floating islands, ancient ruins and forgotten legends. The narrative captures a sense of optimism and discovery rarely seen in RPGs. Characters feel like a true crew, each adding personality and purpose, and the adventure grows into a world-spanning quest. Turn-based combat is complemented by strategic airship battles. Exploration is encouraged through hidden locations and optional discoveries, and equipment and upgrades allow steady progression here. Its light-hearted tone and sense of scale helped it become a Dreamcast favourite. Ni no Kuni tells a heartfelt story about a boy navigating grief by travelling to a magic parallel world. The narrative blends innocence with emotional depth, creating moments that resonate with players of all ages. Studio Ghibli's influence brings warmth and sincerity here, and characters across both worlds help shape Oliver's journey. Creature collecting, known as familiars, adds strategic depth to the combat, and they grow with training and equipment. Hand-drawn cutscenes elevate emotional moments, and its presentation and gentle pacing help it stand out in modern RPGs. Xenoblade Chronicles unfolds across two colossal titans frozen in battle, with entire civilizations living on their bodies. The story explores fate, identity, and the consequences of power. Character arcs unfold naturally through exploration and key events, and its world building is ambitious and memorable. The combat blends real-time movement with cooldown-based abilities, and its exploration rewards players with quests, vistas, and story details. Party customization adds depth to the strategy, and the scale and design help redefine what modern JRPGs should be. Suikoden II follows two childhood friends who become enemies due to political turmoil. The story examines loyalty, betrayal, and the human cost of war. Its tone is grounded, avoiding simple good versus evil tropes. Character interactions reveal the personal stakes of the conflict. Players can recruit 108 characters, each contributing in unique ways. Army battles complement traditional encounters, and choices influence alliances and emotional outcomes. Its storytelling legacy remains among the strongest in the genre. Pokémon Red and Blue introduce a world built around collecting, battling and trading creatures. Players journey across regions meeting rivals, gym leaders and memorable characters. The narrative is simple but full of charm. Combat's easy to understand, but it holds surprising depth. Team building allows personal expression, and trading through link cables created a social gaming culture. These foundations launched one of the biggest franchises in history. Star Ocean: The Second Story merges science fiction and fantasy through its dual protagonist structure. Each character provides a unique viewpoint on the world's conflict. Themes of technology, culture, and coexistence run throughout the story, and its pacing supports multiple narrative paths. Combat is real-time and rewards timing and positioning. Recruitable characters offer different builds and endings, and crafting deepens equipment progression here. Its ambition made it a standout JRPG.
That's one for us.
EarthBound takes place in a quirky modern world filled with humour and surreal threats. Its writing blends comedy with emotional sincerity, with everyday locations becoming extraordinary through imaginative design. The journey feels both personal and unpredictable. Combat is straightforward, but its twists and visual style keep it memorable throughout. Enemy encounters often reflect the game's eccentric personality, turning even basic battles into small surprises. Simple mechanics allow the writing and world building to take centre stage. EarthBound's influence can still be seen in countless indie RPGs inspired by its charm and emotional confidence. Metaphor ReFantazio presents a world held together by fragile political alliances, where people navigate social hierarchies that shape their daily lives. The story explores how individuals respond to prejudice, ambition, and public pressure, all while revealing the tensions that divide the kingdom. Its class system allows players to mould their party into highly flexible teams. Combat blends traditional turn-based structure with stylish presentation that keeps battles engaging. Exploration reveals cultures, histories, and factions that deepen the world's complexity. As a whole, it feels like a confident modern step forward for large-scale JRPG storytelling. Dragon Quest XI begins as a familiar hero's journey, but gradually shifts into something richer and more reflective. The story connects its cast through shared purpose, personal challenges, and the weight of legacy. Each new region feels distinct, adding characters who contribute meaningfully to the adventure. It's a rare example of a long RPG that maintains energy and heart throughout. Combat remains rooted in the series' traditions, but careful refinements make encounters feel smooth and rewarding. Skill trees support a wide range of builds, letting players shape their party identity. Towns and side quests are crafted with clear personality, adding humour and emotional depth. It stands out as one of the strongest and most accessible entries in the franchise's long history. Lost Odyssey follows Cain, an immortal man who lived 1,000 years, yet struggles to remember his past. As fragments of his memories return, the story explores the weight of time, loss, and the impact of relationships formed across generations. Combat uses a traditional turn-based system, strengthened by the ring mechanic that adds a simple timing element to attacks. Immortal characters grow by learning skills from their mortal allies, creating a sense of connection within the party. With its clear sense of pacing and strong atmosphere, Lost Odyssey delivers a heartfelt and memorable JRPG experience. Persona 5 follows a group determined to challenge corruption by changing the hearts of those who abuse the power. The contrast between everyday school life and supernatural realms gives the story a unique rhythm. Characters grow through friendships, conflicts, and personal breakthroughs that feel genuinely earned. These moments anchor the larger narrative, turning a stylish adventure into something emotionally grounded. Combat is strategic, with a focus on exploiting weaknesses and timing abilities carefully. Social links deepen both gameplay and character arcs, creating a satisfying loop between daily life and dungeon exploration. New content expands the story and reinforces its themes, and it stands out as one of the most polished and confident JRPGs of the last decade. Chrono Trigger tells a story that moves effortlessly across different timelines, showing how small actions can shape entire eras. Each character plays a meaningful role in the world's future, and their motivations feel deeply connected to the plot. The pacing is remarkably smooth, with memorable moments laid across a tight, engaging narrative. Even decades later, its structure feels modern and refined. Combat is fast, cooperative, and centred around character combinations that reward experimentation. Multiple endings encourage players to explore alternative possibilities, and the world invites curiosity without ever slowing things down. Chrono Trigger remains one of the most cohesive and satisfying RPGs ever made. Final Fantasy VII blends personal struggle, ecological themes, and political conflict into a story that resonated far beyond gaming. Cloud's journey of identity and memory unfolded alongside a world facing industrial exploitation and spiritual decay. Characters form a cast that feels flawed, relatable, and emotionally complex, and these elements help the game connect with a global audience in a way no JRPG had done before. Its materia system allows detailed character customization, letting players create builds that suit their style. Cinematic cutscenes set a new standard for storytelling presentation, and the soundtrack amplifies emotional and dramatic moments. Even today, Final Fantasy VII remains one of the most influential and recognisable RPGs ever released. The greatest JRPGs stay with us because they offer more than battles and progression. They create worlds that feel alive, characters who matter, and stories that linger long after the game is finished. Each title on this list represented a milestone in the genre's evolution. Whether you grew up with these games or discovering them for the first time, they showcase why JRPGs remain so enduring. If you enjoyed the video today, feel free to like it, subscribe for more gaming content, and share your favourite JRPGs in the comments down below. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.